Imagine a ship, part of a US military experiment, vanishing into thin air, only to reappear moments later in a completely different location. Imagine that, in the process, sailors are fused with the ship's metal, some disappearing altogether. It sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But for years, rumors have swirled about the Philadelphia experiment, a top-secret US Navy project in the 1940s that supposedly resulted in the teleportation of an entire battleship. But is there any truth to this wild tale, or is it simply a hoax that got out of hand? Today, we dive deep into the mystery of the Philadelphia experiment, where science meets the impossible. The experiment, a military project gone wrong. The story of the Philadelphia experiment takes place in 1943, during World War II, when the US Navy was reportedly conducting secret experiments aimed at making its warships invisible to enemy radar. According to the legend, these experiments were part of a project known as Project Rainbow, and the main goal was to create a stealth ship, a ship that could not be detected by radar or magnetic mines. The ship chosen for this experiment, the USS Eldridge, a destroyer escort stationed in the Philadelphia Naval Yard. It said that on October 28, 1943, the experiment was conducted, and what happened next defied all logic. The USS Eldridge was enveloped in a greenish fog, and within moments, it completely vanished, not just from radar, but from sight. It's claimed that the ship was teleported to Norfolk, Virginia, over 200 miles away, before reappearing in Philadelphia minutes later. And while the ship had seemingly survived its journey, the crew had not. Some sailors were said to be burned, others mentally scarred, and some were reportedly fused to the metal of the ship itself, as if they had become one with the steel. The witness, Carlos Allende's letter, and the legend. But how did this story come to light? It all began with a man named Carlos Allende, also known as Carl Allen. In 1955, Allende wrote a series of letters to author Morris K. Jessup, claiming to have witnessed the Philadelphia experiment firsthand. Allende's letters described in great detail the teleportation of the USS Eldridge, and he claimed that the US Navy had discovered how to manipulate the fabric of space and time. Jessup, who had written a book on UFOs and the possibility of extraterrestrial life, was intrigued by the letters, but ultimately dismissed them as a hoax. However, the letters sparked a wave of conspiracy theories and speculation, leading to the legend of the Philadelphia experiment as we know it today. The theories: time travel, teleportation, and invisibility. Over the years, theories about the Philadelphia experiment have ranged from plausible to utterly fantastical. Some claim that the US Navy was experimenting with electromagnetic stealth, essentially trying to bend light and radar waves around the ship to make it invisible. Others believe that the experiment went far beyond stealth and into the realm of teleportation, transporting the USS Eldridge through a wormhole to another location or even another dimension. And then there are those who argue that the experiment was a time travel mishap, that the ship and its crew were thrown through time and space in ways we can't fully understand. But what evidence supports these wild claims? There are no official documents, no declassified files, and no credible witnesses to confirm that the Philadelphia experiment ever took place. In fact, the US Navy has repeatedly denied any involvement in such an experiment, but the lack of evidence hasn't stopped believers from speculating, and it certainly hasn't stopped Hollywood from bringing the tale to life with films, books, and TV shows fueling the mystery. The science. Could it really happen? So let's break it down. Is any of this actually possible? The idea of rendering an object invisible through electromagnetic fields is not entirely far-fetched. In recent years, scientists have developed metamaterials that can bend light around an object, effectively making it invisible to the naked eye. But these materials only work on a very small scale, nowhere near the size of a ship. And as for teleportation, while quantum teleportation, the transfer of information between particles, has been achieved in laboratories, teleporting a massive object like a ship is beyond the realm of modern science. And then there's the question of time travel. Einstein's theory of general relativity suggests that time and space are interconnected, and under the right circumstances, it may be possible to bend or warp space-time. But the energy required to do so is far beyond anything we could generate, and the risks would be unimaginable. The unsolved mystery: fact, fiction, or a bit of both. So, what is the Philadelphia experiment? A top-secret military experiment that went horribly wrong? A misunderstood attempt at stealth technology? Or simply a tall tale that spiraled into one of the greatest conspiracy theories of all time? The truth is, we may never know, but the legend of the Philadelphia experiment lives on, a story of science gone mad, of ships disappearing into thin air, and of a world where the impossible becomes reality. Outro. The mystery continues. What do you think happened to the USS Eldridge? Was it teleported through space and time, or is the Philadelphia experiment just a myth? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the strange, the mysterious, and the unexplained. Until next time, remember, the line between science and fiction is thinner than we think.